when rock bottom has a basement. The revolution of second chances, 30 years. That's how long Charmaine Anderson battled addiction before finding her way to sobriety. 30 years of struggle, pain, and seemingly insurmountable obstacles. When I first heard Charmaine's story during our interview for the Pink Parachute Diaries podcast, I was struck not just by the depth of her struggle, but by the height of her triumph. Charmaine isn't just a survivor, she's a testament to the human spirit's capacity for renewal. Her journey from 3 decades of addiction to becoming a beacon of hope for others isn't just inspiring, it's revolutionary. Through her willingness to share her darkest moments and brightest victories, she's creating ripples of transformation that extend far beyond her own life. Most of us have heard that phrase rock bottom. It's that moment when things can't possibly get worse. But what Charmaine taught me is that rock bottom often has a basement and sometimes a sub basement, and occasionally even a secret trap door beneath that. I remember sitting across from her, watching her eyes, clear now, but carrying the memory of cloudier days, as she described what it felt like to keep falling when she thought she could fall no further. There's something profoundly humbling about witnessing someone speak their truth with such raw authenticity. The truth about transformation isn't pretty. It isn't Instagram worthy. It doesn't fit neatly into a motivational quote you can slap on your vision board. Real transformation is messy, it's complicated, and sometimes it takes 30 years. I want to share with you today what I learned from Charmaine's journey, a Black woman who faced addiction, legal troubles, and societal judgment, yet emerged not just surviving, but thriving. Her story illuminates something profound about the human capacity for change and challenges everything we think we know about recovery, redemption, and the systems designed to help or sometimes hinder that process. When Charmaine faced serious legal charges after decades of addiction, conventional wisdom would suggest her story was already written. The statistics, the stereotypes, the systems, all were aligned against her. As Black women, we know this reality intimately. The world is quick to hand us pink slips while offering others golden parachutes. But Charmaine refused to accept that ending. What struck me most about her journey wasn't just her personal determination, though that was remarkable. It was how her story reveals the critical importance of innovative support systems that meet people exactly where they are. Consider Hazel Brook Recovery Community, where Charmaine found her path to sobriety. Unlike traditional programs that turn away those who aren't already clean, which, let's be honest, is like refusing to teach someone to swim until they've already learned how to swim, Hazelbrook created their TSZ program. This revolutionary approach allows individuals to begin recovery without requiring a clean urinalysis test first. Think about that for a moment. How many people have been denied help at their most vulnerable moment because they couldn't pass a test proving they didn't need help? It's like telling someone drowning that you'll throw them a life preserver once they've proven they can float. This barrier to entry has kept countless individuals, particularly those from marginalized communities, from accessing the support they desperately need. By removing this obstacle, Hazelbrook is fundamentally changing how recovery services are delivered. But innovative approaches to recovery don't stop there. During my research, after speaking with Charmaine, I discovered programs like the Real Sober Fight Club, an initiative that combines boxing training with addiction recovery principles. Professional fighters Jano Svedov and Celine Haga teach participants not just how to throw a punch, but how to develop the discipline, physical strength, and mental fortitude that transfers directly to their sobriety journey. This program recognized something fundamental. Recovery isn't just mental, it's physical, it's emotional, it's holistic. And sometimes the best therapy involves putting on gloves and literally fighting for your life. What's particularly powerful about this approach is its accessibility. Individuals with as little as 24 hours of sobriety can participate in free classes. The message is clear: you don't need to be fixed. To start, you just need to show up. Then there are intensive outpatient programs or IOPs like the one Charmaine participated in at Hazelbrook. These programs provide structured treatment while allowing participants to maintain their daily responsibilities, a critical factor for those with families, jobs, or legal obligations. For Charmaine, this program was transformative. It provided the support she needed while allowing her to demonstrate to the judge in her case that she was actively rebuilding her life. The program became a bridge between intensive treatment and independent living, offering crucial support during what is often the most vulnerable transition period. What these innovative approaches reveal is something profound about effective recovery. It must meet people where they are, not where we wish they were. And isn't that true for all of us? Don't we all need to be met exactly where we are? The poet Rumi once wrote, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." Charmaine's wounds became the entry point for transformation, not just for herself, but potentially for the systems designed to support recovery. As Maya Angelou reminds us, when you know better, you do better. These innovative programs represent our collective knowing better. They are the evolution of our understanding about what recovery truly requires. But here's what troubles me. For every Charmaine who finds her way to these programs, how many others are still struggling without access? How many Black women in particular are being denied the second, third, or 30th chance they deserve? The statistics are sobering. Black women face unique barriers to addiction treatment, including higher rates of trauma, less access to health care, and the compounding effects of both racism and sexism. When seeking help, they often encounter systems that weren't designed with their specific needs in mind. This is where the mission of the Pink Parachute Diaries becomes so vital. We must amplify these stories. We must celebrate these triumphs, and we must demand better systems that recognize the unique challenges faced by Black women seeking recovery. Because Charmaine's story isn't just about addiction and recovery. It's about the revolutionary power of second chances. It's about what happens when we create systems that believe in people's capacity for change, even when, especially when they failed before. Charmaine's faith was central to her journey. She maintained an unwavering belief that God would help her overcome her legal challenges, providing hope when the situation seemed hopeless. This spiritual anchor gave her strength during her darkest moments. As Iyanla Van Zant says, when you stand and share your story in an empowering way, your story will heal you and your story will heal somebody else. Charmaine's willingness to share her journey, the full, unvarnished truth of it, creates space for others to believe in their own possibility of transformation. So, what can we learn from Charmaine's journey? What can we do differently? First, we must recognize that recovery resources exist and are accessible, even for those who feel their situation is hopeless. The Sam H. Say National Helpline provides 24/7, 365-day-a-year treatment, referral, and information services for individuals and families facing mental and substance use disorders. Second, we must understand that recovery isn't just about stopping substance use, it's about building a new life with purpose and meaning. For Charmaine, this meant becoming a vessel for helping others, finding purpose in her pain by using her experience to light the way for those still struggling. Third, we must support loved ones struggling with addiction with compassion rather than judgment. Recovery often requires multiple attempts and various types of support. The road is rarely straight, and setbacks are not failures. They are part of the journey. And finally, we must advocate for and create more innovative recovery programs that meet people exactly where they are. Programs that recognize the unique challenges faced by Black women and other marginalized communities. Because here's the truth: rock bottom isn't a place, it's a moment of decision. It's the moment when you decide whether to keep digging or to start climbing. I want you to imagine, just for a moment, what our world would look like if we truly embrace the power of second chances. What if we built systems based on the belief that no one is beyond redemption? What if we recognize that sometimes the people who have fallen the furthest have the most to teach us about rising? Charmaine's journey is calling us to action. It's challenging us to examine our own biases about who deserves another chance. It's asking us to create spaces where healing can happen without prerequisites. It's demanding that we see the humanity in everyone, especially those society has deemed unworthy. Today, I'm asking you to be part of this revolution of second chances. Whether you're struggling yourself, love someone who is, or simply want to create a more compassionate world, you have a role to play. Educate yourself about addiction and recovery. Support organizations creating innovative pathways to healing. Advocate for policies that prioritize rehabilitation over punishment. And perhaps most importantly, believe in people's capacity for change, even when, especially when they failed before. Because when we do that, when we create a world where rock bottom isn't the end, but merely a turning point, we don't just save individuals, we transform communities, we rewrite narratives, we heal generations. The basement of rock bottom isn't a place of permanent residence, it's the foundation upon which we can build something entirely new. And together, we can ensure that no one has to make that climb alone. Thank you.